Hi. So in this week's lab, we have the topic of anomaly detection, and we have a small section of k-means application as well. So anomaly detection refers to the process where we uh, we find a set of samples from the training data, which seems uh, not a part of the usual distribution of the data. So here, for example, we can see that the green dots are normal samples, while red ones are the anomalies. The anomalies are outliers. So the first thing we will do is histogram based anomaly detection. So can we do a simple classification algorithm to find the anomalies? The issue is that the accuracy is not the correct metric for this kind of a classification, because uh, since these samples are very few in number, an algorithm predicting always no anomaly will also get a high accuracy. So we cannot do a simple classification algorithm. So now we move into the code. We will first install Faker, which is basically a data method for creating anomalies and like basically fake names and everything. So here, for example, we create fake names. We create salaries from this distribution, and that is it. Now we change some of the salaries to be of a specific number, and now what we do is we plot the histogram of the salaries. So this gives us a visual understanding of what anomalies will look like in a histogram. So here we will be able to see that everything else is in the range of 1000 to 2500 and has high frequency, while this has a very low frequency, very low salary with low frequency. So this will tell us that these are probably anomalies, and we can visually confirm them. So it need not be as simple as one feature, but we can use some sort of metric to some sort of method to boil down the features into a single single number, and then we can try to plot the histograms. So this is one way for anomaly detection. So there could be a more mathematical way. So I think these have been covered in class. Mainly one is basically seeing how far the data is from the mean and variance of the how far the data is from the mean, and how much the variance validates the data being this far away. And there's another method where basically we check how many data points have this data point as the has this data point as the nearest neighbor. This is called the reverse nearest neighbor, and anomalies or outliers will have very few reverse nearest neighbors, and this will help us identify them. Similarly, there's clustering based approaches for anomaly detection. We can basically group these anomalies into a different cluster if we are able to. So for example, here if we perform k-means on this kind of data, we will obtain this kind of anomaly clustering, where we will be able to see that this cluster is very far away from the other clusters, and this this will allow us to find if data point is belongs to the anomaly cluster or not. So another reason why we can't just use classification is because we don't exactly know which ones are anomalies, and that would be a supervised method. And anomaly detection, as we have seen so far, is an unsupervised method where we don't have data to actually train from. So yeah, that is the section for anomaly detection. And another section here which we will see a previous application of a previous topic is k-means. So as you know, the image is made of multiple pixels which have their color values, but the idea is to cluster pixels with similar color values together and replacing all those colors with a single color. So why is this useful? This is useful because it will help us first of all store the data with much fewer colors. We don't need the entire RGB 256 cross 256 cross 256 space. We can store it in a fewer. Furthermore, this will act like somewhat of a filter, as we can say. So here, for example, let's get into it. So here, image, we will use this image for performing this, and we will perform k-means on the colors of each pixel, and then we see that for 3 we obtain these. Now we will compress the image by seeing which, for each pixel, how far it is from each of the centroids of the clusters, and if it is, and for the one it is closest to, we will replace it with that color. So here we will replace the ones closest to green with this color. We will replace the ones closest to this color with this darker blue, and light blue with light blue. So here, after reduction, we will obtain something like this. So as you can see that this is, we can still kind of make out the image from this, but 3 colors might be a bit too less. So with 2 we will obtain very little information, since two colors is very little. With 5 we can see that we are almost able to understand the entire image. There is hardly any it just seems like a low quality version of the initial image. So this is the original image, and with 10 it's almost close, and we will see that by 20-ish colors we will actually be so close to the original image that we can kind of stop, and this will highly help us in compressing images if we want to. So yeah, you can play with the image, change the image and make it your any image you wish, by changing the URL here, and you will be able to see how it works. Yeah, so that is it for this lab. Thank you, and good luck.